Hi, everybody. I'm Mel Dore. I am so excited. I've got Linda G in the house with those really cool, oh my God, those specs. Ooh. Girl, you are fabulous and sexy.
Thank you.
Now,
My
what?
son bought me these, and my son is just kind of a low key, but he knows his mama. He knows how spectacular in Hollywood she is. And he saw these and he said, they're actually very well made.
Only thing I
They're
say
not
is
cheap.
for the rhinestones or the diamonds, girl.
Yeah. Yeah. I want me a rhinestone cowboy too. Shoot, to go along with it.
You might get that man I predicted with a big fat purse.
So listen, I want to tell everybody real quick. My prediction came true. I've been telling everybody for
Wait, that's
years.
one out of many. How you most of
I
your
know,
predictions.
but this one in particular, my guides showed me, it's not me, it's my guides. This one in particular, they were showing me like top brass sitting around a table. And they were all talking about how to make sure Trump doesn't have any way to start a nuclear war. Like he wouldn't be able to do it. It was almost like they were disabling him. And that's what Miley, just now on that new book coming out, they're talking about Miley said after the voting, he got even worse, crazy. And he was fearing that he would start a war with China. They even called China through the back doors and said, don't pay any attention to him, because he was desperate to not be taken out. He thought if he could start a war, he didn't care with who, he could stay in.
Yeah, but if you start a nuclear war with China, it'd be, bend over and kiss your butt goodbye, because nobody would survive. But the man is just certifiable, Yeah, I heard about, I'm glad that your prediction happened, that Miley was able to step in and say, hey, don't press any buttons, Donald.
Well, no, he didn't tell him. He told everybody else.
Wow.
I don't care what he says, you do not allow him.
Good. At least there were some people with some sense.
And I saw that. I saw them disengaging him from being able to start a nuclear war, because he would have.
Well, one of many predictions you had that have come true.
Thank you.
I think he'd like to start a civil war in this country is what I think.
I don't see him running again, but he's talking about it. Oh, did you hear DeSantis, Satan is already saying he's going to run for president? He won't make it.
He won't make it. Absolutely.
He won't even make it as governor.
No, I don't see him reelected. If he runs as president, it's going to be like, not. The Republicans, they're just hanging themselves.
It's just why are all these people in Congress and the Senate standing up for a man who was willing to bomb China to make a point?
Here's why, at least what my guides tell me. My psychic indications are as follows. I said that this morning, did they drink the Kool-Aid or not? And the answer is yes and no. Behind the scenes, I think they know that Trump is full of what.
Right.
But they play the game because they don't want to cross him, but they also want to keep his followers and keep them on their side. So that's right. Exactly why they do what they're doing.
Okay.
They don't give one flip about their constituents.
No, he could care less. He could care less.
Exactly. Nor some of those people like McCarthy. They don't give one flip about it. They just want to hold on to power at all cost.
That elder guy, I'm telling you, he's a racist. Trump is a racist.
Oh, total racist.
Even though elder is shocking, he said, okay, here's what's going to happen. You do not get, what do they call it when you pay blacks for being slaves? Something. Appropriations or something like that. I don't know. Like they did with the Native Americans. They gave them chunks of money for reneging on the contracts they signed. Anyway, so he said, if you do that, you need to give the slaveholders money too, because you freed these slaves and that was their property and it was legal at the time.
Right.
But as a black man saying that, I would feel very.
Oh, I know. I heard that. I'm going like, what planet is he on?
Yeah.
Uh,
But anyway, he's not making points.
no,
Gonna lose. Somebody wrote me today, said, Linda, can you do a real short video? I'm going to tell you right now. I've been telling everybody, Gavin Newsom is still going to be in.
I did one this morning. I put it up and I just said, I did it to get questions for this afternoon, but to say, okay, all of California vote, because this is really a referendum to tell the repubes that they cannot get by with this. And, to send the message to the rest of the country and the world that the majority of us will not tolerate this sort of behavior from the Trumplicans. And Nunes is not going to get voted out. Not Nunes, I'm sorry. The governor Newsom. So I was never worried about it, but I still.
Me neither. I'm not. My sister had a dream that he lost, but my sister's dreams don't always come true.
I don't know. I haven't looked at the polls today because I'm still at my office, but
like 63% positive.
Well, I think that the Trumplicans will try more crap. I mean, I had somebody ask that there's certain members of the House in California that they're going to try the same thing to like have a recall election, and would they succeed? And the answer is no. I still see the Democrats from California staying.
What's his face? Elder already called it a fraud.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Even before we haven't even counted the votes.
It's a fraud. They didn't even go to the polls yet.
Listen, we can use that in a court of law and say, Your Honor, look, he announced it was a fraud and the votes hadn't even been counted. So how can you trust this man?
Can I say numbnuts on YouTube?
Yeah.
I just did, because that's what he is.
I know you have questions, but I just want to tell you that Dan sent me something. The FBI is reporting a huge increase in tips about that bomber.
Oh, I have a question about that.
Yeah.
Somebody wants to know if the bomber was a female, because they said that they had a feeling it was a female.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking it's male myself.
That's what I think. But I hear the bomber will be arrested. Absolutely. And that bomber is going to squill on other people as well. So it's going to.
But I'm feeling male and female. So maybe it's a male that built the bombs and the female laid them out or something. Because the person dropping the bombs off isn't necessarily the person that made the bombs, is what I'm getting.
So who are they going after? The maker of the bomb or the ones who laid them out? They'll get, there's more than one person involved. I see, at least they'll nab at least 5 people that had something to do with making the bombs and placing them.
It's amazing what forensics, how they can go in, even if a bomb's exploded, and find out where the material for that bomb was gotten from.
Absolutely. I used to work on a lot of murder cases of missing people as a psychic, and what they can come up with forensically even then was amazing. And it's really advanced now. So, but people are wondering about violence. When is it supposed to be, on the 18th or the 19th, that rally in Washington?
Yeah, I've never felt anything to be afraid about.
Well, I do see some violence breaking out, but what's concerning me more is that either on that day or days after that, my guides are telling me that there will be some of these ultra right wingers that'll try to storm some of the capitals in the states.
That's what I was getting. And I saw little cells, terrorist cells.
Exactly. But I'm just wondering if that would make them indictable under the federal system, because I see federal indictments coming out as a result of those little cells, like kind of trying to overtake state capitals.
Yeah.
So, and we haven't seen the end of that. I'm just wondering why the city of Washington, D.C. would even issue them permits to have a rally like that, knowing it could lead to violence. I don't get that.
Maybe Trumpsters at City Hall.
Somebody said freedom of speech, but freedom of speech doesn't give people the right to have a riot or to try to overturn the government. Okay, I've got people asking about Putin. He said he's quarantining himself because of that people around him had COVID. But the question is, does Putin have COVID?
Right. No, he's a little chicken shit.
You got that right.
Like Trump going in the bunker. And then when we found out he was in the bunker, that was phobic. Trump was phobian. He said whoever told the press that he was in the bunker should be tried and killed, shot for treason. Because he doesn't want to look like a chicken, you know what?
Anybody that says anything about Trump and tells the secrets, he says they should be shot or killed or whatever. But you're right, Putin is a chicken doo-doo. But you know what's weird? I do see him with COVID at some point.
He's vaccinated, but with the Russian stuff.
Exactly. So, but then why would he quarantine himself if
he was quarantined? He just got out of quarantine.
Oh, I understood that he was kind of now back in or something, isolating.
Back in, but he was like out of the picture for a while, quarantining himself.
All right. Oh, this is a good one, Linda. Is Trump planning to have a presidential library built in his honor? Do you ever see him having a presidential funeral? I've already got the answer, but it's based on something you said.
What? About the glass coffin?
Well, you had said that he's going to be removed as the legitimate president.
Right.
So I wonder if that's before or after his death, because it's before his death and he wouldn't have a presidential funeral.
No, I saw everything stripped from him. So much stuff is coming out about him. I do not see any library.
No.
I see maybe like a museum kind of thing, like they put the Robert E. Lee statue up. I see these crazy people thinking he's the next best thing to Jesus.
I think it would be a horror museum.
Jesus.
I know. Okay. Did Donald Trump receive assistance from Russian military advisors to include by or through Eric Prince in advancing the attempted coup d'etat of 1/6/21?
With Eric Prince?
Yep.
Eric Prince is involved, but at a distance. What does that mean?
I am sure.
I see General Flynn right in the middle and his brother.
Exactly. Right.
And Supreme Court Thomas's wife.
Right. And I am sure that he got some advice behind the scenes from Putin or Putin's cronies all along. I'm sure Trump did. But I don't know if it was, I don't think it was through Prince. I don't see it as a direct thing there. I just don't feel that.
He does other things, but that
exactly.
He wasn't involved in that. Remember, Trump met with the Proud Boys before this. He had them over at Washington.
Well, Trump knew what was going to happen because he kept saying before the election even happened, like they were saying, what if you lose? Well, you can see, well, that all depends. And, you know, if I lose, the election's rigged and blah, blah, blah. So he had all this planned anyway. It just didn't happen.
And he had a little agreement with the Proud Boys. If I lose, I need you guys to go in there and make a point.
That's exactly right. That's exactly what happened. And that's going to all come out. Merrick Garland is finally starting to do something about all this.
Good, good.
So this 1/6 commission is going to uncover a lot, my guide show me. So
but isn't that something? They were up there right away. They got that Afghanistan commission going.
You know what? Donald Trump is the one who kind of negotiated that pullout with the Taliban. I mean,
I know. And that guy keeps saying that. And also those repubes in there are all, what about Hunter Biden? It's like, what the heck are you guys talking about?
They're just trying to make it look good for Biden. Guess what? It's making them look like a bunch of idiots.
Right.
And really all it's doing is making Biden's base that much stronger.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. What do your guides say regarding a possible earthquake here in California this year? And if so, will it cause a lot of damage or fatalities?
I'm not feeling this year. I'm more next year.
You know, I don't see it because it causes much damage or fatalities as these fires.
I know. And you know, I mean, there could be some shakers, but there's no horrible Armageddon. And you know, look in Mexico, they just had a 7 something, and you won't hear another word because they're in shape. They got those nice buildings that are earthquake not proof, but you know, like my house, anything with wood and stuff.
Yeah, it's the same one. Yeah, it's the same in California. Exactly. Okay. How serious is the dark money situation concerning Joe Manchin and his inability to vote with the Democrats? Will he be caught?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And that daughter making a bunch of money off of that vaccine, or not that vaccine, that EpiPen.
Oh, yeah.
That's ridiculous.
You know, I'm allergic to bee stings and I have to have an EpiPen. And when that came out, I'm like, I'm not, my copay, that I'm like, I'm not paying that. And so I have a friend who's a flight attendant. She got one in Hong Kong with a $10 copay, and she bought me a bunch of them. Same medicine, same everything.
Jeez, that's a shame.
It is. Oh, I like this one. Can you talk about pets who are trained to be mean and aggressive? How do these angels deal with it? Isn't it against their nature to have dogs so unhappy and scared?
They think that's what they're supposed to be doing.
Right. Exactly.
They think that it's the survivor, the leader of the pack. It's that wolf thing. I don't feel like, if they haven't been treated kindly, they don't know the kindness. It's like people.
Exactly.
You get people who were abused, and guess what? They end up being abusers.
Well, if she's talking about dog fighting, that's one thing. Some dogs just have a strong bite drive. But when you talk about protection dogs, they're really not backyard monsters. They think it's a game because they want to tug a war. And so they're taught to do that to a sleeve or to your skin.
Right, like these police dogs.
Exactly. But when we tell them,
Somebody had a police dog. Did you see that video?
no.
This guy had a retired police dog, beautiful German Shepherd, laying on his lap, and the dog's looking out the window. And he's telling the dog, here's my shopping list, Fido or whatever. Milk, bread, celery, cocaine. The dog turned his head and looked down and he goes, oh, I'm just joking.
Well, we can train them though, like to attack, but they think it's a game.
Unknown caller.
They think it's a game. And so when we tell them like heel, then they stop immediately. I don't train Shih Tzus. I only train like help service dogs and trick training and stuff like that. But it's amazing what we can train dogs to do.
Well, if I'm here, my dogs are barking up like crazy when someone comes to the door.
It's a good thing.
When I'm not here, they don't bark. A lot of good that does me.
Lucky will only bark like it's certain things that she's been trained to bark at that I can't hear, or she'll target touch and let me know. So it's, it's just sad that we murder so many animals in this country every year. Okay. Can having crystals and tarot cards send bad spirits around the person that has them?
The only thing that can attract bad spirits is the person.
Exactly. Because if that's the case, I got all these tarot cards and all these crystals in my office. I'd have every bad spirit from here to California waiting.
There you go. It's the person that can attract it.
All right. I don't know who this one is, but I'd like to know if Kimberly, I'm probably mispronouncing her name, Guifoyle.
Kimberly Guilfoyle, what's his face? The governor's Newsom's ex-wife.
Oh, okay. They want to know
Don Jr.'s girlfriend.
Yeah, they want to know if she's a spy for a foreign government and whether dark money connections will be uncovered.
No,
I don't think she's smart enough.
She's smart, but no.
Yeah,
No.
so.
She got caught up. She drank the Kool-Aid.
All right. Oh, I like this one. What will happen to Lauren? I think her last name was Boebert, Colorado. Redistricting, however you say it, districting is putting her up against Joe. I can't pronounce his last name, Nguyen, the former impeachment manager. Thanks for your insight. She is that Lauren Boebert is that crazy woman who owns those restaurants and tells her that they should carry guns.
The one with the glasses and
yeah,
carries around a gun.
Exactly. I don't, I think Joe will win.
I do too. I saw that earlier when I read the article.
I mean, I can't pronounce his last
name.
name.
I could be wishing it, but I really think that she's not going to be back in there.
I don't see it either, Linda. So, okay. Oh, I like this one. Mary, can you ask if Bill Barr had something to do with Jeffrey Epstein's death? I say no.
Did what?
if Bill Barr had something to do with Jeffrey Epstein's death? Absolutely not.
I say yes.
Oh, you think so? Oh, okay. Okay, so we disagree. So go ahead. I want to hear your side.
Well, Jeffrey Epstein worked with Bill Barr's father.
Okay.
Remember, his father just hired him out of the blue.
Okay.
And I'm sure Barr was very nervous about what Jeffrey Epstein would spill, maybe even contacted him and said, look, you better figure out a way for them to work this out because I'm gonna crack or whatever. Because if you look at the events as they happened, Barr went and saw him the day before he was murdered. He was murdered in jail.
Oh, I believe that. I totally
Yeah,
believe.
Barr went to see him, and Barr got him a very young, they said, the guards there said, a very young girl dressed in a suit. Very young girl. Went to where the attorneys usually met Epstein and was alone in there with Epstein for about an hour and a half.
Wow.
And that was from Barr. Barr gave the go-ahead for that. But I'm telling you, his dad, maybe not Barr, but I'm sure his dad and him, I'm sure it was something to do with younger girls. I'm sure it was. But anyway, I feel Barr wanted to make sure that he would cut him off, like he couldn't talk. And then he said somebody tried to kill him before and nobody would listen to him. And this time they got him with the cameras accidentally not working. And the way Barr came up and said, this is very serious, we're looking into it. And I said, you did it. Just by the way he was saying that, I thought, you're covering this up. You want to act like you care.
Wasn't he hung or something?
Yeah, he was hung in his cell.
Well, the same person, Mary, also asked, was he alive when he left the building? And I say no to that.
He was dead. You see the body, he'd already had the, the blood was showing. Yeah.
I mean, I know he was murdered.
He was murdered, but I think it was totally Barr. I think it might have been Barr, even Trump or something, but they were like, this guy's a loose cannon. He has too much. I'm surprised the woman in jail. Remember, she wouldn't check this out too. Remember this. Barr wanted to go talk to her and she refused to let him come.
You just hit on something though. And when you said that, my guy showed me this big light bulb going off on my head because it's good because I don't have a brain up there. I just got a light bulb. When you said Trump might have had something to do with it, that is a yes. My guide showed me that light bulb.
Yeah.
I don't know if Trump ordered it, but I'm sure that he knew about it or told them to silence him somewhere.
He might even, you know how Barr is. He might have presented it to the president as if, oh, this guy's got something on you. Barr wanted him gone too because of his father. I'm telling you that much. But it's just interesting that the other madame refused to let Barr come see her in jail.
Wow. Interesting, huh?
Why would that happen? Why would she refuse?
That's true. Oh, here's somebody. This is good. Patty, sending love and light.
It's like Pence. It's like Pence when they wanted to take him out of the Capitol and take him somewhere to hide him. And he said no, because he knew they would kidnap him. They would have taken him away.
Right. And did you hear about Pence now, what he's saying? Because he thought a reporter was one of the insurrectionists. And on the camera, he kind of gave the insurrectionist a wink and a nod because he thought that I forget exactly what he said, but he didn't know the person was a reporter. Oh, yeah.
But Pence went to the other vice president that worked for, hold on, this thing is all messed up. That worked for the other Bush. What was his name? He was kind of a dummy.
I can't think of the name.
Vice President Quayle or something like that. Anyway, he asked him, this is a newly released book. He went to him and said, is there anything constitutional that I can do to refuse to take the vote, to take the count? Is there some way legally that I can, because he was hoping maybe he could do it. And Dan Quayle said, absolutely not. Take that thought out of your head. It's totally unconstitutional. Don't you dare. Well, and that's when Pence said, well, I have to do it.
Well, that supposed insurrectionist, kind of on camera, Pence kind of purported the big lie, but yet because he thought he was on camera, he was trying to play to a base. But it's kind of, you got to watch it. I just saw it, but
Okay, I'll have to watch it.
Dan Quayle, that's the one you're thinking of.
Dan Quayle, yep.
Okay, here's a nice one. Sending love and light to Mel and Linda and everyone. Let's show all what love is all about. Hallelujah.
Oh, how cute. Thank you.
All right. They ask you this question, but they want to know, what do we see in store for Boris Johnson in the UK?
He's not going to do another season.
I don't see that either.
He's a man with no season.
I don't see him in office. You're right. I see him voted out.
I just got this hit, and I don't read any news about the UK, but I'm feeling that he's known to be a liar. Is he known to be a liar? Like Trump?
He's the UK's version of Donald Trump.
Okay.
In my opinion. Now, people want to know also about the elections in Canada. I guess they're coming next week or something, or on the 20th.
They're trying to get rid of my hunk of burning love.
Oh, I know. I could just put him.
Oh my God.
He could put his shoes at my doorstep any day.
Let's invite him over for lunch.
We'll give him a reading.
We'll
give him more than a reading.
We'll have tea. We'll make a nice little fiesta.
Linda, we're fighting over the same man. I love it. I see the Liberals keeping their seats, I guess, in the parliament.
Barely, but they'll do it.
Barely. They might lose a few, but long run, I see them keeping their seat. I guess the conservative is giving Trudeau a run for his money.
Oh, yeah, they're saying all kinds of nasty things.
But I think Trudeau's a liberal, if I'm not mistaken. But I see him staying in as prime minister. Do you?
I do, and let me tell you, more people have the vaccine in Canada than America.
Yeah, because
Canada's on it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Okay. Ooh. It says, is it possible that Mike Pence knew about the Hang Mike Pence ahead of time, that it was all BS to try to make it look like Dems were the ones that were there? No, I don't think he knew about it ahead of time.
He didn't know about it. He was very surprised about it, very hurt about it.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, here we go again with this one. Carol Cast. Hi, Mel and Linda. Can you tell me if they find Trump guilty and indict him for the serious crimes he has committed? Will he lose his pension? I say
be determined not to have been. It may take a couple of years, you guys, so please don't worry. But there's so many things getting ready to come up. This guy was beyond a reasonable doubt a horrible man. As far as the pension itself, I don't know. Maybe because they're going to determine he's a whack job.
Well, give me a whack job and still get his
President
pension.
of the United States was a mentally incapable of having that position. They will put some things in place to make sure that we never bring someone in there like that again.
That's what my guide showed me, that they're going to put safeguards in place. I like your question, Carol. Will they find him guilty and indict him for serious crimes? I guess my question, my guidance give me are which ones, because there's so many.
And I never saw him going to jail.
No, I don't either.
I would love for it to happen, but I never saw him. But it could be because he can't handle it. He goes in a hospital or he keels over or something.
I see dark clouds all around him. Whenever my guides show me that, that means illness. And I'm having a hard time seeing any kind of long-term future for Donald Trump.
And I've had, my dreams are very prophetic. And that dream I had of him in a glass coffin was so surreal. And every day I kept expecting them. When he got COVID, I thought, oh, this is it.
Right, exactly. I thought so too. I walked downstairs and I said to my husband, is he still around? That was a terrible thing to say. I don't wish harm, but it was,
Right.
Oh, this is a good one. Cynthia Johnson. Will the South catch up with the rest of the country in getting vaccinated? And she said that she loves our videos.
Will the South catch
Catch
up.
up with the rest of the country and getting vaccinated. In other words,
The ones that don't get, are either going to get really sick and not die and be immune. We're at 70, some of the places are at 70%, but they're even closing down labor and delivery because of the amount of people. A lot of people are quitting. Did you hear 24 New Jersey police officers, 22 New Jersey police officers have died this past week of COVID?
oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God. And I
It-
guess it's all Trumpsters.
It's just sad that people die because of the anti-vax, QAnon crap. It's really
And then
sad.
that family died and they have a newborn baby, wasn't even named yet.
I heard about that. That's just,
All those babies. It's just such a shame.
the other comment I want to make real quick is we people worry about the Taliban in Afghanistan. But they're criticizing the whole Afghanistan thing, the ultra Trumplicans, right? They talk about, right to life. They want to overturn Roe v. Wade, but they don't give one flip about that kid once it's born, how it's taken care of. They don't care about the kids that are living
They
now.
don't
Let
do
them die of
anything to
COVID.
abandon and pregnant. It takes two to get pregnant.
Exactly. So, they have a lot of gall to talk about right to life, and they let these people die of COVID.
Oh, you should have seen some guy was interviewing Republicans on the street. I think it was at a Trump rally. Oh, I feel so bad about those poor Afghanistan people, those children and those families. I feel terrible. I can't believe what Biden did. So would you be open to them, coming to the United States? Well, no,
Right?
no, I'd have to think about that. Another guy said no, because they'd be all Democrats. So you care about them until it comes down. Would you let them live in your backyard? No.
Exactly. But then if they're Democrats, then they shouldn't live, right?
Right.
That's terrible. People are asking if this vaccine mandate, not mandate, but the rule for federal employees and things like that, if it'll hurt Biden's popularity. And my guides say no, it'll make him more popular.
Okay, good.
And then one of the things too, I think that's really going to get more people vaccinated. The big companies are saying, if you don't get vaccinated, you don't get to work here.
Yeah.
And so, okay.
And I'm telling you, people are leaving. Yeah, people are leaving and quitting. But it's like 14 people left this one hospital, 14 employees. Let me tell you, they will get people in there. It's no biggie.
That's right. I agree. It says, I've asked this question several times, but can you read on the nursing shortage in the US?
Yeah, that's going to pick up.
Well, I think a lot of times what they do back in the 80s when there was a nursing shortage, they brought people in from other
From
countries.
other countries, the Philippines. And
Exactly.
when I worked at Highland Hospital, we brought in a lot of nurses from the Philippines. And we had a training thing right at the hospital to train nurses. And they had to sign a 2-year contract that they would stay and work after they got their licensure. And of course, they all left.
Of course. I think one of the other things they'll do too is for nursing shortage, they'll offer people some sort of incentive, very low interest to go to nursing school.
That's what I was saying. I even see I see the government getting involved. That might be what you're talking about.
Exactly.
I don't know if it's government, county, or state sponsored schools.
Right.
To help people, maybe even with being able to help take care of the kids while you're in school.
And I think what'll happen with that is they'll say, okay, once you graduated, if you agree to work in a healthcare profession for at least X amount of years, then that loan is forgiven.
There you go.
They did that when I was in college.
Yeah, I know that some of the doctors and some of the midwives and stuff and practitioners, they got loans that if you worked for a county, something for indigenous patients. And that's where I worked. I worked at a county facility. And if you worked there for a certain number of years, they remove your debt.
If I were going to be in healthcare, I would work like in an inner city hospital or a county hospital or something like that. I think it would be pretty cool. Okay, I like this one though. What's going to happen for the remaining bedside nurses after the other nurses abandon their patients by refusing to receive the vaccine?
I'm sorry.
It says, what's going to happen for the remaining bedside nurses after the other nurses abandon their patients by refusing to receive the vaccine?
Well, what do you mean? They're going to show up to work and then leave?
I think what she's asking is what'll happen with the remaining nurses after the nurses who refuse to get
Oh, they're
vaccinated?
going to work them a little harder. They'll get traveling nurses in there. They might even get the government to help by putting military staff in there,
That's what I see.
just till they get people on board to train.
Right. Okay. Hi, Mel and Linda. What do your guides say about the types of jobs or training we should look at learning for what's to come in the future? My guides show me anything with green energy.
That's what I just saw.
I'm sorry, Linda, I should have let you go ahead, but go
That's
ahead.
what I just saw. No, exactly what you said.
Battery
Green energy
technology.
in the healthcare and teachers.
Exactly. Okay. Let me see here. Oh, Linda and Mel, do you see food shortages? We already have food shortages.
Yeah.
We were having a chicken shortage here at the stores in Illinois, believe it or not.
I think out where I am too. I know a package of chicken breasts are like $18 now. For a while there, you get it for $3.
Well, it's like my dad did, during World War II, and it took off in Hawaii, actually. Spam.
Oh, I can't eat spam.
In Hawaii, in the grocery stores, there are just aisles of all kinds of spam. And they do that because, it was introduced by the American GIs and it doesn't go bad. And so
Do people eat it?
I'm sorry.
Do people eat it?
Oh, yeah. It's like a staple in Hawaii. Okay. Oh, this is a good one by Sherry. Is Merrick Garland about to make a major move on Trump and his administration for illegal happenings during his term in office?
They're already collecting the information. I see him picking up pieces of paper and holding it like this. He's been going in and out of New York a lot.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So he's already getting stuff done.
Linda, Mel, thank you for doing these videos. You both are such a wonderful blessing.
Thank you. But listen, real quick before I say this, before you go on, I feel like they don't want their hands dirty. That I feel the AG, the Attorney General, would rather, like New York or whatever, do certain filings against President Trump, and then he steps in.
Right. Yeah, I see that. And I think it's also because of the 1-6 commission. That's gonna open.
Oh yeah. Don't you love how Biden, that speech he gave yesterday?
It's amazing.
Oh, wasn't it wonderful? And he has no qualms about telling what Trump really is. No qualms whatsoever.
I never thought I'd say this. I did not like George W. Bush. I didn't like his politics, but when I heard his speech about what he said about we don't have to worry so much about terrorism from outside the country, we can take a look at it here at home.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And Donald Trump went ballistic on him after that.
What did he say?
He said something about, who's he to talk about Afghanistan? He got us in this mess. He was president, 9/11 happened. He's going on and on and on. As he was, that was Bush's 9/11 speech, as Trump was hosting some kind of boxing match. What was that about?
Yeah.
That was just crazy. Okay, we got a few more and then we'll end it. Is Pennsylvania going to stay blue or not? Trumpism is well alive here.
I feel it will.
I see it staying blue.
Yeah, I feel it will. Very rash. I read a lot of people in Pennsylvania.
Someone's asking about who will replace Angela Merkel, but I don't know because I don't know who's running against her. So,
right.
But I'm sure that they're not going to get some ultra right winger in there.
I don't feel it.
It's funny. Somebody asked this morning, will Texas get hit by another hurricane and floods? And isn't there a hurricane hitting there?
There's one going on now. Yeah.
Okay. Any possible updates on possible stimulus checks in the future? I see government federal money coming to help people.
Yeah, I know in California, they're giving checks.
Okay. Alrighty, let's see. Okay, let's do two more and then we'll. Will the US ever bring back the gold standard, and is Fort Knox depleted of most of its gold?
What?
Well, it used to be the gold standard, like for each dollar, it was backed by gold or silver.
Right.
And Nixon did away with that. So what their question is, will they ever bring that gold standard back? And the answer is no, they will not.
Right. I think
And-
it's easier not to do it that way.
Exactly. And then Fort Knox is where they stored all the gold. That's in Kentucky. And it says, will be depleted most of its gold. Well, Lynn, I hate to give you the bad news, honey. That gold was removed a long time ago. So anyway, all righty. Oh, here's a good one. We'll end it with this because I like this. Mel and Linda, Al Franken said he's considering running for Senate again, which I'm glad to hear. Will he successfully return to the Senate?
I heard yes.
I did.
When
too.
I read it, I heard yes. Because
And
people will be thinking that an injustice had been done to him.
it
You know
was-
McGowan, that actress McGowan that claimed that Weinstein had assaulted her. And
Right.
then she claimed that Governor Newsom's wife encouraged her not to file a report against Weinstein.
Wow.
And one of the big newspapers found an old, I think it was Cosmopolitan or something, thing she did, Governor Newsom's wife did, talking about Weinstein and how people needed to report him.
Wow.
And yet she went up there and lied. I feel bad about that gal. I think something's wrong with her.
I think so too. I see Franken as a senator again. So good.
Yeah, when I read it, I said yes. I heard yes.
One is about here at home. Somebody asked if there will be an end to all the gun violence here in Chicago. I don't see Lightfoot remaining mayor, and I do see a mayor coming in that'll be a really good leader for the city of Chicago, and that will put an end to a lot of the gang activity and gun violence that's going on. And one that's very friendly to the police department here, because that hasn't traditionally been the case.
Yeah.
So I see that they're going to make an incentive for people to move back into the city.
Well, after 2022, they'll be able to put some more restrictive gun laws on the books.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So anyway,
All
do
right,
you have
my
anything,
friend.
my dear? Huh?
Thank you.
Boy, we got a lot done, did we not?
I know, but it's almost an hour.
I know. Yep. Yep. Just about. All right, sweetie, we got to keep doing this. I love it.
I love it.
It's so much
Talk to you
fun.
soon, honey.
And I know you had a wonderful birthday, and I just got to say, I was so honored to be part of the curlers.
Had a good time.
Yeah, it was fun, my dear. All right.
Okay, sweetie.
You stay well.
Tell Lucky and your hubby I said hi.
I will do so.
And thank you for the beautiful flowers. They're still alive and well.
All right. Love you.
Love you, babe.
All right,
Bye.